Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Townhome Gardener. On today's episode, I'm going to show you how you can artificially pollinate tomato flowers so that they will turn into tomatoes. Thanks for tuning in and let's get started. So there's a few things we need to know about tomato flowers. Tomatoes are self-pollinating plants, and that means that they contain male and female parts. So the flower itself pollinates itself. You don't need two plants next to each other so that they pollinate and create tomatoes like some other plants do. So usually tomato flowers are pollinated by the wind. And they can be pollinated by bees as well. So within a tomato flower, for a tomato flower to be pollinated, it needs some sort of stimuli to do that. And that can be wind, it can be a bee, or it can be by human means. And a popular method in today's world is with an electric toothbrush. With my plants, I live in an area, I live in a townhome, so there's not a lot of pollinators or bees around, and there's not a lot of wind either because I'm surrounded by homes, so it's pretty well blocked. So last year I found that I had very poor pollination on my tomatoes, and this year I've tried pollinating my flowers with an electric toothbrush, and I'm going to show you some results of how I've done that, and then I'm going to show you how to do it. So an example I'm going to give you is this tomato right here. So this is my orange Russolini tomato, and look at these trusses of tomatoes. You can see this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, usually by pollinating by natural means, you don't get 100% fruit set like you see here. But by the method I'm going to show you, you can get tomato trusses like this. And you can see this on this plant, just how many I have. You can see it on this side, just how many have been pollinated. And you can see it on this plant, just how many tomatoes have been pollinated. You can see it over here. You can see it there. Under there. Now, if this were pollinated just by a bee or by the wind, you might see maybe 1 or 2 or 3, but not big full 100% pollination like you see here. I was very blown away by this method. So the way pollination works is within the flower you have male and female parts, and when a bee lands on a flower, they flap their wings so quickly that the vibration from their wings releases the pollen from inside the flower and pollinates the male part, or the male part pollinates the female part, or vice versa, however that goes. But anyway, so what this method is with the electric toothbrush is it simulates a bee's wings. It simulates what a bee does. So this method is really simple. I just have my old electric toothbrush. This is from like 2008. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the end of the toothbrush and we're just going to stick it up to the flower. And so right where the flower is, you can see the flower and then the knuckle. And I'm just going to turn on the toothbrush, stick it up to the knuckle of the flower, and you can see that it just vibrates the flower, and I'll do that for, 5 or 6 seconds, and it will loosen the pollen, and it'll fall on that end of the flower, and then it will pollinate, and you'll get tomatoes. So let's try that again. So you just take your toothbrush, hold it up to the knuckle of the flower, turn it on, and let it set the count, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're good. We'll do it again on this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is how you pollinate a tomato flower. Thanks, and have an awesome day. That is the end of today's episode, and I hope you have really good success doing this. And if you have any questions or comments, put a comment below, and remember to subscribe to the channel for more awesome and useful tips. Thanks. Bye-bye.